Okay guys, so the Scotland squad for the summer tour against Argentina and the A game against Chile has just been announced, so let's go through it. So for the props we have Jamie Batty, Pierre Schoeman, Rory Sutherland, Xander Fagerson, Javin Sebastian, Murphy Walker. At hooker we have Ewan Ashman, Dave Cherry and George Turner. At lock we have Scott Cummings, Grant Gilchrist, who's also the tour captain, Johnny Gray, Jamie Hodgson, Sam Skinner and Glenn Young. In the back row, we have Magnus Bradbury, Andy Christie, Luke Crosby, Rory Darge, Matt Fagerson, Ben Muncaster, and Hamish Watson. Now with the backs at scrum half, we have George Horn, Ali Price, and Ben White. At number 10, we have Adam Hastings, Blair Kinghorn, and Ross Thompson. At the centres, we have Mark Bennett, Matt Curry, Rory Hutchinson, Sam Johnson, and maybe also Hugh Jones, and Sione Tuipulotu as well. And on the wings, we have Darcy Graham, Damien Hoyland, Rufus McLean, and Kyle Rowe, as well as Duhan van der Merwe. And at fullback, we have Ollie Smith, but also Hugh Jones, been playing fullback a lot for Harlequins, and plenty of other players in the squad can play fullback as well, like Kinghorn and Hastings. So some interesting stuff. Murphy Walker, I'd never heard of him before. He has 4 appearances for Glasgow and only 22 years old. He is a prop. He can play apparently both loose head and tight head, but I imagine he will be the tight head prop because we have got Batty, Schumann and Sutherland on loose head and only Fagerson and Sebastian as tight heads. So that is interesting. He'll probably play in the A game and unlikely we'll see him in the main test squad against Argentina. But who knows, if he does really well, he might get to play in that game. It is a 40-man squad because of the A game, and I think Gregor Townsend said in their announcement video that it will drop down to 35. Gilchrist is the captain, which leads to another interesting omission, is that Hogg isn't there, Russell isn't there, and also Chris Harris isn't there. I believe Russell is injured, so whether he was going to go or not, who knows. But I thought that they were probably going to rest most of the Lions players. Most of them are actually still in this squad, but Hogg played a big part in that tour. He's apparently played more minutes than anyone in this squad this season, so I think it was right to give him a rest. I've also heard people saying that he's just had surgery. I've not seen that anywhere, but I think Chris Harris is just being rested. I've not heard anything about an injury with him. But coming on to that, I have heard people saying that Watson and Price should be rested as well, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think they played any games between the end of the Lions tour and the start of the November series. They might have both played one. I'm pretty sure Watson's first game of the season was against Tonga, but I think Price might have played one or played a half in one before that. So they got a pretty good rest after the Lions tour anyway, probably equal to anyone having a pre-season. So I don't necessarily think they needed a rest, but maybe van der Merwe and Sutherland maybe didn't have to be there. I mean, I'm not sure Sutherland had to be there when you've got Batty and Schumann there, but if they're fit enough, then why not have them in the squad? But also, I think we have a very good balance of experience and youth. There's some new players without caps, very low caps. You know, Glenn Young, Ben Muncaster, Rufus McLean, Kyle Rowe, Ollie Smith is the only out-and-out fullback in this squad, so I don't know if that means he's probably there to be starting in the tests or if Hugh Jones will be going there. Who knows, I guess we'll see how he does against Chile, because I imagine he will start against Chile in the A game. But yeah, on that, I've heard a lot of people saying that there's too many established internationals in this team, and I don't really agree. People seem to want this to be a development squad, like an under-23 squad or something like that. And I think if you're taking a bunch of inexperienced players who've got 1 or 2 seasons at professional rugby under their belts and very little experience at international level, and you're going down to Argentina in a 3-match test series, that's not going to end very well for you. Argentina aren't a tier 2 or tier 3 nation. They're a tier 1 nation. They might get beaten a lot by the teams in the rugby championship, but they're a good team. You know, we've seen players like Buffelli and Mayano at Edinburgh and seen how good those players are. So you can't take a development squad down there and expect anything from it. And experience for these players doesn't mean anything if you're getting humped by 30 points. You need to be competitive in these games for these players to get meaningful experience. So I've come up with 2 teams, one for the A team and one sort of like what I think is the best team for us to use against Argentina if we have everyone here available for those games. So my ace squad, I would have Batty at 1, then Ashman at 2, and Murphy Walker at 3. Then I have Glenn Young and Hodgson as the lock partnership. I'd have Christie at 6, Darge at 7, and Muncaster at 8. I'd have Ben White at 9, and Thompson at 10. I'd have Rowe at 11, Hutchinson at 12, Curry at 13, McLean at 14, and Smith at 15. Yeah, so that is my A15. So my best starting 15, I'd go for Schumann at 1, Turner at 2, Fagerson at 3, then I'd go for Gilchrist and probably Gilchrist and Gray, but I'd maybe quite like to see a Gilchrist-Cummings partnership for a bit, just because Cummings may be a bit more dynamic than both Gray and Gilchrist. Maybe let's go Gilchrist and Cummings as a lock partnership. Then I would go with Darge at 6, Hamish Watson at 7, and Matt Fagerson at 8. I'd have Ali Price at 9, and this is the interesting one. Who do we play at 10? Because Russell isn't there. Do we give it Hastings, Kinghorn, or Thompson? I think it's probably mainly between Hastings and Kinghorn. I know Hastings has been playing really well at Gloucester, but I think they really want to see Kinghorn at 10 for Scotland. I think he's been doing very good at Edinburgh. He's a bit up and down with his form at Edinburgh. I think it'll be Kinghorn who'll be playing at 10. At 12, it would probably be Sam Johnson. Then I would put Mark Bennett in at 13. And then on number 11 will be Van der Merwe. At number 14 will be Mark Bennett. Ollie Smith is the best fullback in the squad because he's the only one. But there's a good chance I think you're probably going to see Hugh Jones played there in the first game. So I guess I'll stick Hugh Jones in there. So that would kind of be my starting 15 for our first game against Argentina. So let me know what you think about the squad in the comments below, and thanks for watching.